All right, welcome back to the Vault Report. I'm here with Brown head coach Mike Martin. How you doing, Coach? As we enter summer in Rhode Island.
Yeah, doing great. Great to be on with you, Nathan, and excited for Rhode Island's is great 12 months a year, but summertime's always a great time to be here in our great state.
Absolutely, and I want to discuss kind of the off season, the focus for you and the staff. But I did want to touch obviously on this past season. A lot of ups and downs that finished, on a high. What you guys were able to do at the end of the season, getting to the final, playing, for an opportunity to play in March Madness. Just when you look back at that season, you've obviously had some time. Just kind of what stuck out most for you, and just how meaningful it was for Brown, to be in that position at the end of the year.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it was a hard year. And I say this all the time in recruiting. Like, I haven't been part of a season yet, whether I was a player or coach, that didn't come with adversity. But it just felt like this year we had more adversity than normal. So many agonizingly close losses, tough defeats in league play to start, and then certainly in non-conference play. We challenged ourselves with a good non-conference schedule, but man, we definitely, felt like we were going to come into league play with a better record than we did. I'll just say our guys continue to believe, and the credit, that they deserve is it's all to them. They continued to believe, they continued to fight, they continued to work. And obviously the adversity we were facing is, only, perspective, helps basketball. It's just a sport, right? But, it's pretty important. It's significant and we want to do well. Every time we put the jersey on, we're trying to beat our opponent. We're trying to win, and competition is everything. But they continue to believe, and I think probably the law of averages, evened out a little bit. We won some close games down the stretch. We got rolling. We started to play really well, really confident, and I think by the end of the year, we showed we could play with and beat anybody in our league. And unfortunately, we didn't come. We didn't quite finish it out, Nathan. Right? We were right there on that Sunday, and certainly felt like we were in position to win that game and play in the NCAA tournament. One of the hardest defeats I've been a part of. How we lost at the end, but I told our guys it's just going to be part of our journey and part of our story, and hopefully will fuel us for next year.
Definitely. And you talk about part of that journey. And, as not just a fan, but also someone who kind of covers it, for me, the most impressive part, was the ability for you guys as a staff and, like you said, as players, to stay engaged in a season, like you said, with some crushing losses. You talk about the end of the year and having now, though, that opportunity to have these returning guys kind of get to that point, feel that, and then also be able to play. And I'm specifically, I talk about kind of your leaders, Kino Lilly, Owusu Anane. It's very rare in college basketball, which I'll get to, a little bit, but to have two guys that have been together and are coming back, how can that experience, do you think, is going to help them? And what was your conversations like with them? I know Owusu Anane kind of had entered the portal, but he is returning. But to have those two guys back, what that means to you and the program.
Yeah, I mean, we're really grateful. Their loyalty, their commitment to Brown University and Brown basketball means everything to us. You're talking about, first team All Ivy point guard, led the Ivy League in scoring, second team All Ivy forward, like basically 15, 9, and 3. And, I think one of the most versatile and most capable defenders in our league, when you think about Nana. So, like, those are the guys that, will carry us. They'll lead the way. I think that they are both driven more than ever to have amazing senior seasons. But they've got good help. We've got two other starters back. I think 6 of our top 9 back. Obviously we graduate some really good players. Malachi Nadur, Kimo Ferrari, Felix Kloman, Kalu Anya, who's a starter, decided to pursue another institution. So we'll miss those guys, but man, we're so grateful to have Kino and Nana back. I think you're talking about one of the best inside outside combinations in our league, and at this level of college basketball, and certainly two of the better players in our league, going forward.
Definitely. And you talk about those returning guys experience, you had a solid group of freshmen this year. You also have, I believe, 4 incoming freshmen. For you, the value and the importance of in a landscape of college basketball where people can kind of stay old, right? With the transfer portal, Ivy League, a little bit different, but the freshmen coming in, I don't know who you can discuss, but some guys that you're excited about that you think can make an impact, even in year one.
Yeah, and we're excited about all of them, and we are adding, through the transfer portal as well. Although I can't comment specifically on that yet. But our model is always going to be recruit the best high school students and players, and build a culture on development and continuity and stability, and let's really invest in our players and their development from freshman year to senior year. And you think about obviously the two seniors we talked about already, Keno and Nana, but also, guys like Aaron Cooley and Lindell Arold, and the development they've shown, throughout their time. AJ Lespert, who's going to be a junior, and his development, so far. So that's going to be our model. That's how we think we're going to be really successful here. I'm excited about our freshmen. We've got, four of them coming in who I think, all are going to add a lot to our program. I think certainly our point guard, Jeremiah Jenkins, from New Britain, Connecticut, has shown that he can play at a really high level, both in prep school and on the UIBL circuit. We think that he'll have a chance to make an impact right away. Our other freshman, Jarrell Barron from Houston, Texas, is a 6'4" combo guard. David Rochester, 6'7" wing from Northern Virginia, the DC area. And then Wyatt DeGraff, a 6'10" front court player from Raleigh, North Carolina. They've all got significant upside. They all had really good options and chose Brown. We're fortunate that they chose us, and we're excited to see how they blend with our returning guys. We've got a lot of 12 returning players, so it's a really good group, and it's fun to see how, even though we have so much continuity and we have so much returning, obviously next year will be an entirely new team, and it's always exciting to see how the team comes together.
And I touched on this a little earlier. Obviously, we're in a very unique, I feel like, a little bit unregulated time in college basketball. I think it was Kevin McNamara. It was during the Ivy Madness. He had kind of referenced, a lot of coaches in the stands. You kind of only think, coaches are recruiting, not just high school anymore. You're kind of recruiting in programs. For you, just in terms of your end of season conversations, how have those changed, if at all, in the last couple of years? And you being someone who played at Brown, obviously a program that means a lot to you, not just, from your career, coaching career, but personally. How have those conversations kind of changed in the last couple of years, knowing that guys do have a lot of options and there's a little bit more fluidity within college basketball?
Yeah, you're right, Nathan. It's a new era and it's a new world of college basketball. But I don't think the conversations have changed much. Transparency and relationships built on trust has always been our focus. I think that you can't ignore the elephant in the room. All of these guys have the ability and opportunity to pursue things elsewhere. And you think about, obviously, certain guys have opportunities, maybe more so than others, but this is an amazing opportunity, just like in the recruiting process, right? And I'll just single out Nana and Keno, when they chose Brown coming out of high school, they had some amazing options then, right? And now obviously they both would have had and did have a great opportunity to go elsewhere this off season. But this is an amazing opportunity, right? They're 12 months away from an Ivy League degree. They're 12 months away from, joining, an incredible network of alumni who are there to support them and there to help them and mentor them to find what it is they want to do in their life after basketball. We try to be really intentional about, kind of that process, throughout their time here at Brown. This is how our network can help you. This is how our mentoring program can help you. These are all the things that guys who have come before you have done. So we're really fortunate to be at the place we're at. But you have to talk transparently. You have to, and these are relationships that we've had now with these guys since they were sophomores and juniors in high school. So there is trust, there is belief, there is confidence both ways. And, again, we're grateful that they're here with us. And, I think they're both really driven and determined to finish out their legacy here at Brown in a great way.
Oh, well said. Well said. Well, listen, coach, I appreciate the time, during this off season, if there is an off season, but I do hope you you get some rest. But I'm looking forward to obviously this next season, next chapter for you in the program. But I appreciate it.
Nathan, thank you so much. Thanks for all you do, and we're fired up for next November.